It was at that time that I was in that beautiful mind space that all of a sudden I wasn't there anymore, in the body. I was in this brilliant, absolutely blinding, white, pure white, I mean, whiter than white, and blinding light. I didn't go through any tunnel. I didn't see any relatives. I didn't do this or that. And I was just in this tremendously blinding light, but it wasn't just light. It was, we describe it as love. It was the most unbelievable, overwhelming feeling of love that I've ever felt in my life. I mean, in any loving moments before that and after that, delivering my child and this kind of stuff, every moment is beautiful, but does not even compare to the intensity and the complete endless volume of love that was there. It was it was who we are. It was our level of consciousness that was just pure love flowing. It was just flowing. And it was so intoxicating. It was like, this is who we really are. This unbelievable love. I know, and I probably repeat myself a lot, and that's okay, but it was tremendous. I thought the light was so bright it was going to burn my eyes out because, I felt very much me and could see parts of me. And then I realized it's not blinding my eyes, it's so bright, but it just flows through you. It's part of who you were, but yet I was separate, but I was part of it, but I was separate. So I was just there for seemed like quite a while. And then all of a sudden I heard a couple of impressions, voices, just like we're talking here. And kind of out of the whiteness came 8 beings, angels, I assume. I didn't know at the time. They didn't identify themselves as such. And they were also brilliant white, just a little off shade different. And so they kind of came out of the white light and spoke to me like we're talking, but there was no lips moving. And they were a little bit blurry. It wasn't crystal clear as far as facial features. You could definitely see the head and the eyes and the body and the shoulders. But it wasn't super clear as far as trying to make out exact features. But one thing I do know is around their head and a little bit over the shoulders was a little, this is what it was a little tinge of gold, a little off color white that was a white gold, just a little bit down around the head, a little across the shoulders. And so they spoke to me for who knows how long, but so they said, we want you to take a look at something. And so I, like watching you here, I watched my life, and like watching a movie, every little bit. Of course, who knows, like I said, there's no time. So I watched my entire life from birth till my death. And then they asked me, they said, well, what do you think? I said, what do I think? It was good. It was interesting. And, I did some bad things and did some, a lot of good things. I like people. And I said, we don't care what your life was in that sense. We don't care. What matters is what you think. And so that was kind of reassuring in a way. It's like that, they don't judge you. They just want you to review your life, and it's up to you what you think. So I was there for a little while, and then right after that, I had the thought. It started to hit me. I was like, my folks are going to be fretting about me, and so I started thinking, I wonder if I can see them. So I kept looking around and trying to find the earth. And I looked and I looked and I looked and I thought, and I looked and I looked, and I couldn't find the earth. I couldn't find anything. just brilliant white light. And then finally, something started to come into view, and it was dark. Not like night so much, more like a marble that's, or more like something that's shrouded kind of in a fog, a dark kind of fog, part of it. And then that was the earth. And it was kind of dark, and maybe, I don't know why, maybe that's because it's a different density here or something like that. But I focused in on the earth, and it was quite dark. And I just kept thinking to myself, you know, they said that's the earth, but I didn't come to the planet then. I didn't try to find my folks or something. I just realized, you know, that they would be missing me and fretting about me, kind of thing. And I felt sorry for that, because they didn't realize I was in such a glorious place. The energy of that love is so powerful, and these loving beings who just love you, you're just part of them, and they're part of you. And so the separation doesn't exist at the same level that it exists here where I was. So then I asked him, I says, now, you know, I want to stay. I mean, because it was so beautiful, and I wasn't seeing buildings or anything like that. It was just the beauty of being in that white light was just, that was home. That was the deepest home I could ever feel like. It's like I'm where I mean, this is my home, you know? And it was so wonderful. And so they said, no, you have a whole bunch of things to do yet, so you can't stay yet. But they said, don't worry, you'll be back, and we know right to what you would call the second, when your time is up, when you're going to die. Because in that sense, there's no time, so you're already dead. It just doesn't matter. But you have a lot of things to do. And so he came back, and naturally, you know, we got into the fishing business and charter business, and had a bunch of families to make sure everybody made a living and all this kind of stuff. So, you know, life is busy. And the next thing I knew is I woke up